brothers and sisters.
It is time to cover up your face.
For the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, what you doing?
I don't know. I thought I'd hang out with you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's cool.
It's always fun hanging out with you. I mean, who doesn't enjoy seeing Aiel?
I mean, I generally appreciate it when other people are able to see Aiel. It helps me, helps them grow in my esteem.
Oh, I wonder if anyone else saw Aiel tonight. Do you think there might have been somewhere they could have seen Aiel tonight?
I don't know. I was just cutting vegetables.
You were just cutting vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. You know, what were you? You just
vegetables in the shape of long, white, annoying stalks. Slash, slash.
Do you mean?
Where's all my weapons?
Where are all your weapons? Like, see, now I have rearranged my display so that my weapons are right here in easy reach in Buttrock. So
I love it. I loved when you did the reach behind and grabbed your
the reach
spear.
behind. Yeah.
That was good. I liked that.
Might be a little smidge too far away. But yeah, episode 5, Mel. We've just watched episode 5 of season 2 of The Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
And
I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad because that's like the 5th episode. There's only 3 more. I'm a little sad about that because I feel like the buildup has been just like this trajectory the whole season.
It has. It really has. And now we have 3 more episodes to go.
Yeah, I'm the FOMO of missing it is already starting to like sneak up on me a little bit.
That's fair. Do you have a favorite moment from the episode? We should start there. By the way, folks, Delusions of Graendal and hopefully Kevin Angus how are on their way. Delusions had what's the phrase she uses? Crotch goblin responsibilities first.
Like a Graendal does, yeah.
Like a Graendal does. And then we can talk about I'm sure one of her favorite moments might be some name dropping that happened.
For real.
Episode.
I love know, that.
Right?
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, but prior to that, did you have any favorite moments?
Oh man. I mean, I feel like it was a cluster of favorite moments for me. I feel like I was just like, oh my God, that was so good. Oh my God, that was so good. Oh my God, that was so good. I honestly, like, one of my, like, just off the cuff favorite, I mean, we'll get to the Aiel, I'm sure. But, like, Varin in the tower and
I mean, we're not starting with the Aiel.
Like... Varin specifically with her 2 brown sisters who were like so excited to see her and that interaction was lovely because it was very different from any of the other Aes Sedai interaction that we'd seen before. And then the moment with Liandrin where Varin was just like, I got your number, like with every expression on her face, she was like, I know what's up. And I just I you know, like a lot of people were commenting about how Varin didn't really feel like Varin, but I feel like we're getting more and more of the Varin.
This feels more Varin
this
to you?
episode. Yeah.
Okay.
To me,
it's interesting. This feels less Varin to me.
So I think the thing that the show has done in general is make every character, which is like, you know, a tribute to the writing, every character less of a 2-dimensional archetype, right?
Yeah.
So Varin had a very like predictable way of being, and I feel like, but there was so much underneath that we only learned about at the very, 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 very end, right? So they've brought so much of that to light to color her performance in everything that she's doing. And like she's She's fantastic. She's manipulating the scenes in a way that I did not expect to see from her this early on,
Yeah.
which I really love.
And that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't dislike this Varin. I just think she's less book Varin than the more I see it, the less book Varin she gets, at least for me. But let's ask the opinion of one of our other guests this evening who has appeared. You might have heard this name earlier, folks. Please welcome Delusions of Graendal to the party.
Yay, friend!
How are we doing?
You're muted.
You're muted. Like, I can't hear you.
Hear you.
Have you selected the correct mic? Let's find that out. That's not something I can
You're
change.
not muted
sadly.
in StreamYard. I think you're muted on yours.
Sorry,
yes, I heard
is
that.
it better?
There you are.
There we
There you
go.
are. There you are.
My finger
So-
must have slipped. Yeah, it's probably for the best because it was just inarticulate screaming and like despair, and I'm so happy that I'm so sad.
Why would you be so sad? Your name got dropped.
Oh yeah. Oh, like there's, I know, but there's so, I mean, that was amazing. I also just like how it was the boys, like
Just
fuck
the-
'em.
Yes.
We just
Just
like-
like a collective. Also, I mean, sad for Semi. Can we take a moment to like pour one out for our girl Semi? I
Yeah.
figure,
Yeah.
like, we knew that was happening when Ishi is like hanging out with the Sean Chan. So like, yes, her plot can
Yeah.
be replaced, but like, I'm sad.
Yeah, and it feels like they're giving Lanfear some of Semi's cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
Yeah.
Like, let's just talk about the way she blew. I mean, folks, we're gonna hop around, folks. This is not the Dusty Wheel. We're just gonna go where
None
our
of this
passions
is
and feelings take
organized.
us. This is not organized. This is not granular. This is hype. This is emotion. This is fun. This is passion. This is good faith debate. That's what this is going to be. Let's talk about Lanfear just popping that person's head off.
You know what I love about that?
While we're
And
talking about the cruelty, like
what I love about the way that she channels and the way that she channels is it's so fast. It's like blink and you miss it. Like they're just like channeling the power and just doing crazy ass shit. And you don't need these crazy buildups. You don't need to like draw the power slowly from the earth and the sky and the water vapors and your soul and all that stuff. It's just like bam. They're
Wham,
just like,
bam, and yeah. And
The
like
contrast
Lanfear's
is
not
great.
using her hands to channel, and I love how starkly we see the difference of
she has
3,000
like
years.
a little itty bitty bit.
yes.
There's
Just
a
like a
Yeah,
whip.
little bit.
teeny bit.
Just like a little like you know?
And like the pomp and circumstance that Leandrin was going on about, how like the tower, has to appear more than human. I do wonder if that has contributed to some of the grandiose gestures that they make when channeling, right? Like
yeah.
I'm, like in 3,000 years ago, everyone's channeling, like it's not a
Casual.
big deal. It probably would be more of a thing if you were covert in your actions and like mysterious, I imagine. And like the extreme channelers were like very sly. Oh my God.
Yeah,
blow his head.
I love that.
I'm ready for the
comments about
skinning now.
The,
Yeah.
the demonstrative nature of the way that Aes Sedai of these days channel.
This is true. While we were talking about this, I had to go find this moment where she just kind of like twists her fingers or her wrist or something, and it just poof.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
How many times have you played Bitch? Because I can watch that at least 30 more times.
I haven't played this yet, but we can run that back again. So
Yeah, we only just started Graendal.
Okay.
No
And the
problem.
and like the true power. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
yes, that was just so good.
I love that they like slowed down and gave us that moment again just to like reinforce it at the very beginning that like there's something crazy happening in that lady's eyes,
Yeah,
because it was kind of blink and you missed it the way that it happened at the end of the previous episode, but this was like, nah, yeah, there's stuff going on. So do you think that they're just channeling the true power like the whole time? Like they're not even using Saidar?
I think when we see the black stuff, that's the true power. Like in the scene where she blows off his head, it looked like a weave of, I don't know what color they're using, like not wind.
It kind of looks like fire. Fire is
yeah.
orangey. And
Yeah. And that like looked like the weave that she was channeling. So I think she, maybe similar to the books, will have like a trickle of the TP. certainly enough to like, do they mean that the true power, like, we know that the one power you can't heal yourself. Are they suggesting that with the true power you can?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think that's totally their interpretation of how the Great Lord brings people back to life in different bodies. Instead of doing that and switching all the actors, the Great Lord just brings people back to life in their own body, right? It just takes a hot minute.
Because I'd also be okay if that was, because I really struggled last week with the change of like the instant unaliving or realiving
Right.
from the unaliving. And I'd be okay if they are able to like use the true power to like seal up that little jugular slash.
Yeah,
I mean, it does make it a temptation.
It does. I got the vibe.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go Mel.
I was going to say that does back up like the immortality appeal aspect of pledging your soul to the dark, right? I mean, it's if you never have to die and you can just bring yourself back, it's tempting. I mean, not saying that I haven't ever been tempted, but it's tempting.
You've never been tempted. I know. I kind of got the vibe like when she gets all healed up and that, or the power comes rushing out, that it's more the I suppose the Dark One has reached out and been like you say, rather than switch bodies or something, be like, well, I'm just going to heal you up in this moment, like, you know, because she's been stabbed through the chest and had the throat slit. I've got it. I'm going to have it pop on screen now, folks. You know, it just seemed to, I don't know whether it's her accessing it or if it's, you know, the Dark One just reaching in and doing something. Because how is she laid down? And then look at her eyes. She looks really different. Like she's possessed or something right now.
She looks uncomfortable. She looks
like she's trying
confused.
to like breathe through the blood. Like she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this like the Tsar creep in.
Bitch.
Yeah, and then this all just comes in and she goes across. Yeah, so maybe
but like you see how she like does it, like she's sewing it up. I don't know. It was just a thought, and I'm trying to get myself on board with this change, and like I think I can sell myself on it.
It does. Let's pop
if
that.
There's a little autonomy.
You like the idea of it being the souls that have pledged to the Great Lord have some sort of control over whether or not they come back. Is that what you're saying?
Like, yeah, with the immediacy that they do. Like, obviously, that's why you're one of the chosen, because you of all of the Dreadlords, you are given like this elite privilege, like this access to the true power, and this is what the true power does, and this is why you want to be a chosen, and not just like a measly other channeler. Like, this is why they're so feared, because you can't kill them.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like if you get killed, the Dark One hops in, just gets you going for a second so that you can then channel the true source and heal yourself.
He's like the jump start.
Yeah, like he's jump started something. Because she was fully like out of it, you know, like bleeding out all over the deck.
Yeah.
You know, and then looked very uncomfortable. Like the Tsar appeared and then she kind of came back a little bit and healed herself after that. So
I mean, she did blink first.
Yeah, she blinked. The Tsar came in. Yeah, so maybe it's like a Matt Stagger, is it just me or is Moraine a dick to horses in this episode? Yeah, that was rough.
Seriously,
man.
that was unnecessary.
You
know what you can do? You can just take the fourth fucking horse with you. You can just like you
Who doesn't want like horses, an extra mount?
Just grab the lead and run, like take it with you. Why
unnecessary. Very unnecessary. Yeah.
Unnecessary.
This is true. Very,
also
very
dangerous.
True.
Like horses are kind of get mad at you if you try to kill them.
This is true. Yeah. I threw it on screen earlier and it's still being mentioned a little bit. Wolf Forever pointed out that Wolf Forever is wrong one. Sorry. There it is. Wolf Forever. He's put the Thursday Night Football on, which I was worried might, stop, delay.
Like whatever happened last week.
Yeah, like whatever happened last week. And apparently during the Thursday Night Football, there are commercials for Wheel of Time. That's a
really
big
cool.
deal. Thursday night football is a big deal.
That's
so,
really cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I kind of think it's different audiences. I don't know.
I mean, there was a lot of overlap with Game of Thrones. I think they're trying to pull in the same fan base.
Yeah.
maybe.
And if an episode is going to do it, that was one of, I mean, obviously cold open of episode 7, epic, one of the greatest battles.
Yes.
One of, because I'm going to
Wait.
need to watch back that Aviendha scene. A cool 36 times.
I don't
Holy
know.
shit.
I don't know if it tops it. Honestly,
It does not. It does not.
I
in my
don't know if
opinion.
it tops it. I don't know if it tops it. I love the
Well,
slow motion. I love the bolt camera that was in
All
the
of
cold
that.
open of episode 7. Beautiful. But in terms of actual fight sequencing and seeing the badassery of the Aiel, she
Yeah.
just took on 10 dudes. Perrin had a hammer and took
and
maybe
she didn't
one
have
out.
anything. She didn't have any
No,
weapons.
Nothing. I said this,
I mean,
so I watched it and did
She
my
broke
reaction at the same
so many
time.
hands.
Yeah, I was just like, she's got nothing. She's gonna take all these guys at once. She's got nothing, no weapons, and
Yeah.
they're just gonna get their asses whooped, and that's what
Yeah.
she did. And it was so good.
I agree. You know what? The thing I was super curious about, as they develop all of these different characters and all of the different fighting styles that everybody has, is how they were going to distinguish the Aiel. And I feel like every single Aiel they've introduced thus far, all 2 of them, have had really awesome, interesting, unique, but also next level fighting styles that just
Agreed.
I was every time they did the sky down view, I was like, wait, how many children are there? I was like, 1, 2, 3. There were 10.
I paused and
counted.
counted.
There were 10.
You
There were
paused and
10 of
counted.
them. And I was like, are they gonna take out 10? I think Perrin killed 1 person.
They she gave him a
one.
sympathy hammer in the background.
It was a
Okay,
sympathy guy.
sweetie.
Yeah, 1 guy, and she was. Oh, I love it. I love
the
it.
whole intro here, just this when she said all this gave me goosebumps. My water is yours. Oh, and can I point out Dane Bornhald is alive because he gave Aviendha water, and that Perrin mentioned that to her, and without knowing any context, that is the one thing that probably get an Aiel to be like, okay, I might not kill you because you gave me water. And that also speaks to the whole thing with the Aiel and Kyrian, and because they gave them water while they were stuck and homeless and that, in their travels. And that was why the Silk Path was a thing. And
Oh, but Rob, no, the writers haven't read the books.
Oh, sorry, yes. And even though
I
it was
guess-
cremated,
lucky guess.
Yeah,
From
lucky
my
guess, that's a good
perspective
point.
as a book reader, I felt like that was a little bit too on the nose. I feel like
Really?
yeah, to me from my perspective, I was like, how did Perrin pluck that out of nothing? Right? I just feel like
I think
why
because
did
he
he
saw.
think that
I
that
think he
was-
saw Valda's reaction and how pissed Valda was that she was given anything, and he seized on that, right? Because Valda said,
Yes.
"Give her nothing." She took out
Yeah.
all of these people, and he knew that was a command from this questioner, and he defied that direct command and gave it to her anyway. So that's where I rationalized Perrin was
Yeah.
he saw what Dane did as an act of goodness and a direct defiance.
Yeah.
Of even
And in the
Valda.
moment,
well, I understand it from Perrin's perspective. I understand why Perrin was trying to save her, but I don't understand why.
I think in the moment he was
He-
just trying to find a reason.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know. I just felt like it was maybe a little too on the nose. I don't know.
That's fair. Well, why don't we ask what Kev thinks now that he's no longer double booked? Hey, Kev, how we doing, buddy?
Kevin.
Hi. I'm
Kev,
just
Kev, look at your little shill hat. Oh, I love it.
Do I need to put
compliments
my
the
shill
chef.
hat on?
Yes,
I've
please.
got my
Shut
shill
up.
hat here.
Fill it up.
I'm gonna put my shill hat on. Are
There we
ready?
go. It doesn't sit on the headphones very well. There we go.
It's a nice
Kev
hat.
carries it better.
Oh, man.
Kev.
How is your face? How are your guys' faces? How are your hearts? How is everything? How is your everything?
I accidentally watched The Coming Next Week by mistake.
Oh, I stopped.
Don't do that. Why did you
I
do
know.
that?
I didn't want to, and then it was just playing, and then I was just not okay. Like I was already not okay, but then I was like more not okay. So I am a wreck. I am not well.
You're gonna make me tab out. Don't say that.
I'm not speaking like about what happens, but I am unwell in the best way. I'm very excited and ready to be ruined like I was tonight. I thought we were going to lose Hopper. I was so scared that Hopper was not going to stay. So that had me nervous for a time.
Right.
I think we need Hopper to stick around a little bit longer before
Yes,
We
please.
do. I
they
agree
can
with
take
that.
him
Yeah.
out. I
Go for it, Mel.
Yeah, I think my feelings, my face, my everything. If I were responding to that, I'm just so pleased. I'm just so like Elaine pleased. I'm so pleased. I never thought that we'd get so much good stuff in one episode. I never thought they'd let us put all of that together in the same place.
Like casually introducing Rima.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the saddest stories in the books.
Oh yeah. Just
Off screen.
Rafe,
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
Any of us ready? I don't think so. I mean, just the name dropping in this episode was great. The exposition felt so easy. You'll learn
Yeah.
so much about so many different people. Chosen information about the Aiel and the Threefold Land. Just so much, just mystery and intrigue around the Black Aja were introduced. Like the words Black Aja are said. Like that's the first time we've heard Black Aja, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
In the
Rafe
actual
said
episode,
it Rafe said it in the bonus for
He
episode
did.
4, and like I was like, "Ooh, isn't it early to be introducing this and just saying it out loud?" And then I realized like this week they were just gonna spew
Spew.
the
It's
BA
like
everywhere.
it's like they just took a book and went, "Look, ready? Information." But it didn't feel like that.
So well interwoven into the story, not just exposition dumps, like dumps where like information trickled in where it made sense. Very Robert Jordan, very much like the only reason we know it's important is because we know we've read it, right? And it was such in his style that I felt like it was like so easily done. I have to say that Rafe behind the scenes commentary from the last episode, he was just like, this was shown to you, and we're like, it was, and this was confirmed, and this one's confirmed.
See, I've been
I mean,
so
if
bad.
you
I
say
haven't
so.
watched those. I really need to watch those.
oh yeah, they're 4
us,
minutes
they
and
were.
they're fantastic.
They are good, yeah.
It was really, I laughed because I was like, because I think the first thing he said is Leandrin was just confirmed to be Black Aja.
He does, yeah.
Well,
I don't
okay.
think that was part of the episode, but I guess you're telling people now.
I ran with it. I was like, Rafe said it, so it's
Yeah,
like it's in the show, you guys. It's right there in front of you. Speaking
so
of
fun.
Leandrin,
Yeah. Let's
Kate
speak of her.
motherfucking Fleetwood.
Oh, yeah.
That little smile to Nynaeve as she's walking back into the ways and giving her a fighting chance. Everything, like, I could not be more of a fan of Leandrin if I tried. I can't get over how much the show is doing for this character and like giving me the dark friends I've always wanted. So now I've never been interested in Suroth, like not one of my fave of the baddies, but now the way that Ishi cowed her just into like submission by saying, I know why you swore to the dark.
That was really
Girl,
well done.
what did you do?
Yeah.
Really well done.
Like,
The culture
I'm
bomb too of her being like, oh, by the way, you're chosen, but I'm of the blood. And then he's like, no, I'm chosen and you're of the blood. And that was a great like cultural exposition moment there as well. Because
Oh.
you could tell that she was like, you might be chosen, but you're not.
Yeah, I was
loyal.
actually really surprised at the way that she was talking to him at first. I was like, this doesn't feel like a traditional dark friend chosen relationship.
Yeah.
The way that she was just going at him, but then he set her straight pretty quick.
like
Well,
with
their
one
culture doesn't
sentence,
regard
which is like,
channelers better, yeah.
no. Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
to say, I love Leandrin. I think the character is fantastic, but at the same time, I didn't get it. I didn't get why she gave Nynaeve a chance, right? Because she clearly did that because she was given orders to do that, right?
She was given orders to bring Nynaeve, but it doesn't mean that she likes what the Seanchan are doing. And I think this was very clear that even though she's a dark friend and even though she's following her oaths to the dark, Henry James, know your jets. Even though she has given her oaths to the dark, she still does not want to see women who can channel Collard, especially someone as powerful as Nynaeve, especially someone that she's been trying so hard to convert, to the dark, but really that she has an affinity for. I think her relationship with Nynaeve, it feels genuine in the show. She didn't have to go and sit in the arches with her and talk about loss and talk about motivation. I think there's true compassion. And that's just the nuance of being a dark friend. It's not black and white, good or evil. No one is truly good. No one is truly evil. And I love that we're seeing Leandrin's humanity. I love that we are seeing her motivations. And yeah, just because she's complying with her orders doesn't mean that she likes it. And I just, the way that she gave Nynaeve an out and allowed her an opportunity and a chance to fight for herself, I think just speaks so much to the show Leandrin that we've been given so far.
Do you think she would have done it if Ishamael was there?
I don't.
No,
I was just
I don't
thinking of
either.
that, and I don't think. I think she took that as a slight, and she's a spiteful person above everything else. And
God,
she was
I
like,
love
"All
a
right."
Petty B.
She's like,
She's like,
fucking men,
I
fucking
did
not
my job.
doing what they fucking said again.
Yeah, I delivered them. Like I said, I had, like I was told to. I've delivered them.
Fucking
and so
Fucking
yeah.
men.
I've right the last second, I've walked back into my portal, and as far as I know, everything was good. And then suddenly you lost the girls. You done fucked up. So yeah.
I was surprised that Suroth didn't get in more trouble for that.
She got her nails chopped off. Those things were clean off. That was a nice
How
touch.
cool was that? What a simple way
love
to
that
show the
shot.
importance of the nails.
But that wasn't because of losing the girls. That was before that.
Oh no, that was from just invading Atuan's mill.
That was for
Yeah.
attacking the village when she wasn't supposed to.
This is true.
But she did that. So clearly Turok has different plans than Suroth, who's taking orders from Ishamael. All this stuff is interwoven. Oh man, it's so good. There's so many layers. Many layers.
I love being
very
able
It's
to
so good,
peel
you
back the
guys.
curtain in the show and spend time with the dark, so it's not so much we get to see the inner workings and the conversations between Suroth and Ishi. And I guess in the books it would have been Suroth and Semi, but cool. So cool.
Can we talk about Pretty Ingtar for a second as well?
I know. I
Yep.
noticed that. I
Took me a
Yep.
second to realize it was Ingtar.
Hard
I was
yes.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Wood.
Put jewels all over him, all over all the parts. I'm totally fine. Yeah.
But this whole scene,
stuff.
I'm gonna play this whole scene, where Fane just walks in with the box.
So
is just-
casual.
Mhm.
I've been waiting to see him all season, and he just strolls in, drops off the box like it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing. I love that they didn't take the horn out. And I'm really waiting
Yeah.
for that reveal.
Oh,
and I
I
like
said
that we
I'm
just
we're gonna see the whole. See the whole. I was losing my mind. I'm it's 5 minutes in. Why am I losing my mind already?
I just we didn't see Matt this episode, and if we're seeing the horn, I want to see Matt too.
right.
It just
Yeah,
feels
I wanna-
appropriate.
Feel horny about Matt. Yeah. For sure.
I love there's a
book.
manicure thing going on in chat now. Fardos, my grandma. Seanchan's sword manicures Randland's newest sensation.
I'm not going to mention my disgusting tweet and comment in your chat from the other night either about toenail clippings either. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
God, yeah.
People can find the tweet. People can find the tweet if they want to
That's
extrapolate.
fair.
Search toenail.
Search toenail. So is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is this before?
It's crazy.
This is...
She knew exactly what was gonna happen. That's so nuts.
And I love Jessica here playing Arwen, just
Mm.
freaked out by it a little bit.
And they all look down away from her.
And they all look away.
Yeah.
Yes.
just
I
lowered
need to
her
watch
eyes.
this. I
And I
do
love
love
the
that too.
battle
Like,
of the
don't fucking
voices.
touch me.
Yeah, the Battle of the Voices is great. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Those two together.
Oh boy.
I
Yeah, it's
don't
interesting
know
that
how
she's
you guys
taking on
feel
like
about the lack of eyebrows, but it bothers me.
The lack
They
of
can be
eyebrows.
bald, but the lack of eyebrows, I feel like, is just a step too far.
Yeah. Fair. Did you hear the whistling in the scene when he
Yeah.
comes strolling in all
Yes.
casual?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
and their faces right now.
Like, are you seeing this shit?
And he knows what he's getting. He recognizes the box. Like, and Paddon Fane's like, oh shit, okay, you know what it is, fair. And he's delicately opening it around
And
his
then he's
golden claws.
like-
Yeah.
He's delicately opening it because he can't actually open it the regular way because he
This is
can't
true,
touch
yeah.
it because his fingernails are too long. It's so awkward.
Just a gentle
Yeah.
caress.
That must have been a really interesting thing for the actor to play with. Be like,
He's just like, which, how?
Okay, now my question is because we can see like the ties on the nails
right.
are, but like the way they cut them off, I'm like, if they were not real, why wouldn't they just like remove them? Do we think that they're real fingernails and these are just like the supporting finger attachments to help with the growth of the nail or to support your hand from getting too weary?
I
Yeah,
think they're
it's a
fake
really good-
nails.
Like, I want someone to take those things off, but I do think that they're probably in the world of the Shanshin and the world of the show, probably just reinforcing them.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
mean, I
thought.
suppose it helps.
But
You can just
I want
raise someone to
someone
the blood
take
very
their
quickly.
earrings off and
Yeah.
take their nails off before they're about to get in a fight with Rand. That's what I want.
Well, we've seen Fane, not Fane, we've seen Turok like whip his sword out whilst holding his nails. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks really uncomfortable and awkward and problematic, and I
does.
don't know that that's going to work very well.
Kev, is there
Are
a
we
moment
really
in
gonna
this
have
episode?
a battle with Rand where they're like sword fighting all crazy, like going nuts, and then like he breaks a nail, and he goes,
Yes.
"I broke
Yeah,
my
I mean,
nail.
yeah.
I hope
Honestly,
so.
I hope so.
I broke
I
a
want that.
nail." I don't know.
I kind of wanted to stop and be like, I broke a nail. You know, my eyes are lowered.
Honestly,
And
like
maybe that's
breaking a
how
nail
Rand
like that would
wins.
hurt so much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it would take me out. Imagine breaking a nail that long and it splits halfway down,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
the nail that's attached. Like that would be
Yeah.
a lot.
That would
Another
really,
reason that
really,
needs to be
really
fake.
suck.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think they're fake.
What do you guys
I'm
think
just
is
gonna-
happening with Matt?
I think
Why
they're
Why are
walking
they
to
hiding
Kyrian,
Matt from
man.
us?
They're walking to
I-
Kyrian right now.
Yeah. But
I still
like,
think that Matt and Min are going to Falm, and that's going to be Min's like TSN turning point. She's not going to go to Kyrian where she was told to go by Ishii. She's going to take Matt to Falm instead, and that's going to be her defiance of Ishamael and how everyone meets up.
maybe we see Taviran at work, and every time she tries to get them to go to Kyrian, Matt's Taviranness ends up causing something to go sideways, and they end up back on some kind of path to farm. I think. Can you imagine that? Like,
I would like
you know,
that.
no, we need to do this, and then something stupid happens, and you just be like, "Well, okay, so I guess we'll take this boat instead." And he's like, "Captain's like, well, actually, I'm now changed my mind. I'll go to Thumb." And they're like, "Well, okay, we'll get off this boat and we'll take this carriage." And then like, "Oh no, the road's been blocked. We're gonna have to take this long route via Thumb," and it's just gonna keep happening and happening and happening, and they like without realizing it end up at Thumb instead of going to Kyrian.
Would
think
love
that'd be
that.
hilarious.
That would be awesome.
That would be
Speaking of Matt and Rhodes, one of my favorite, very, very, very small moments from this episode is when Lanfear's talking to the guy before she blows his head off. And she's like, "Where does this road lead?" And he goes, "Tarvalon." And she's just like, "Of course." But it's like, all roads lead to
Roads lead to
Tarvalon.
Tarvalon.
That's not how
fun.
roads work.
Yeah.
But it is how road works. Roads work. It is very, very
Of
good.
course
Yeah.
it does. I totally thought that was Lanfear riding into Tarvalon instead of Varin.
I did
Because
too.
of
I
the
guess.
way they
No.
cut that together.
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was
oh,
I
very
thought
good.
She's
Yeah.
just riding into Tarvalon.
Off she goes to
I-
take over the tower.
I
was
think
just
I
like,
said it. I was
"Alright."
like, "Oh, that's real ballsy." Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
said. Let me
'Cause,
see if
yeah,
I
do
can
we
find that.
think do we think she's gonna take Masana's role, or is
I
that gonna
think
be
so.
Magedian?
I think.
But with the Shining Walls piece from the poem.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, this moment right here, we're all just like, "Oh, this is so ballsy, just straight in." Oh, okay, you know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
even like,
exactly.
"Oh,
It was
that's a
like-
nice hood there, Lanfear." I even said that out loud.
See, I thought it was Leandrin, and we were finally catching up with like Leandrin and the girls. As she like went to the Waygate, but they just bypassed all of that. I
Yeah.
would like to know how Leandrin exited the tower with two novices and an accepted flung over horses and just like casually made her way through the city to the Waygate.
Totally fine, I
But-
guess. Also, apparently, waygates are fine for some horses.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah.
risky.
Maybe just retcon that one for episode.
If you know the way,
You know,
please.
if you
Get
know
the
the
horse.
way. Look,
Do
at
you
least
know
one
the
Aes
way?
Sedai had to have horses that weren't slaughtered immediately or run to death, because other Aes Sedai in this episode were just doing that left, right, and center. So, you know,
Some Aes Sedai have no respect for four-legged people.
this is true. So, Go Brev was
Speaking
mentioning.
of the Aes Sedai who has no respect, we got some more Moraine and Anvir together.
Yeah,
Really, really cute moment.
Well,
Really
traveling leaves
wondering.
require a good knowledge of the area to actually make the traveling leave, so that she probably couldn't make a Waygate because she doesn't know the area well enough.
yeah.
Mhm.
I also, I think it's a bit early to bring in traveling. It opens up the world too
Yeah.
much too quickly.
Yeah. Well, and she could
It
skim
was clearly
from
the
wherever
ways.
she
They were
was.
clearly
like
in
she
the
could,
ways.
Yeah.
But
She did double down with the white asparagus. So
Oh, that was great.
That was excellent. How did she get there so fast? Or did she pre-pack white asparagus?
Oh, you know she pre-packed that shit. That's her
Pre-packed.
alibi because she has to have one. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Ugh,
Like the
oh,
fact
there.
that she had this whole story and Varin didn't buy it one bit.
Not even for a
you
second.
just see it on her face. She's
Not
just
even
like,
a second.
yeah,
I mean, no, I get it. I know how rare white asparagus is and how it's such a big deal and all of that stuff. But
R.I.P.
yeah.
Horso the random horse. Now,
hardly
Go
knew
Brother
you.
was saying something about this asparagus is German, or something like that in
Oh, let
chat.
me look
So
it up.
it's
I'm
also a
sorry
big
if I'm not
deal-
understanding what you mean, Goat Brother. I'm not following because it
Oh, I
sounded
think
like
I think that because it said like, isn't it from Jareen? And like that might be
Jareen.
an actual place in Germany. I don't know. That's what I
Oh,
was.
is
No.
that
Those
one?
comments.
Oh, right. Okay,
Jareen is
right.
a Wheel of Time location, but
Totally.
it's
but
also
like,
like
based
super,
in Germany. I don't know.
super popular in the
Right.
Netherlands too.
So,
Okay,
so
so
Jareen, maybe
this
Jareen is the
season-
word for Germany because Jareen kind of sounds like Germany. Maybe is what he's getting
Possible.
at.
Yeah, Goat Brother was
I'm
saying
just-
something in chat, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, Goat Brother. I wasn't following what you meant. So, I was going to bring it up and be like, there's something about this asparagus that Goat Brother is, trying to
It
get
just
across
has
to
a
me, and I'm
very
being a dumb
short
wetlander not
growing
getting.
season. It's like very
Right.
rare, and it's like a delicacy, right? It
It
just,
just
has a very
reminds me of
short
like
season.
Banicula, the vampire bunny, who would drain all the from the veggies.
Yeah. Oh man, this like the intimacy of this scene, and you could tell that like Moraine was letting down a few more of
A
her
little
walls
bit.
with her
Yeah,
sister.
she's
Like,
she's dropping a lot of
little
info
bit.
in this scene to her sister. Like,
yeah, she's sharing a lot.
I mean, if her sister gets captured and tortured, she'd be like, "So what did Moraine say?" Eventually, she's gonna be like, "Well, she's like, this is happening, that's happening." All vague, but still, you're
But
giving away that
I mean,
Moraine's
it's
got a good idea of what's chasing her.
It's clear she's earned her respect, right? She shut her
Mhm.
down, and then she gave her key information so she could go save Rand, because that's the only way that she knew where they were, is because Anvir told her. So, like, she's clearly earned a little bit of information from, sharing resources with Moraine that she didn't have to share. She could have just
Yeah.
been like, nah, they're mine. I'm not
Mhm.
telling you what they know. but
is
instead she
true.
shared. And then, yeah, like it's a level of trust I didn't expect after the previous confrontations between them.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I was extremely anxious the whole time Rand was in the other room just talking to Barthanes because we're full book spoilers, right?
Yeah, we'll go full book.
Because Barthanes is the dark friend in the book, so I'm like, man, the longer they're alone, I'm just like so anxious that he's gonna be like, but sending messages to Ishi or whatever that I've got him. Because Moraine couldn't lie and said, yeah, this is my warder. Like that was a good moment there where she couldn't say, yeah, this is my warder. And so like there was almost like it felt like there was recognition in his eyes when he said, I'm Rand. So like I got really anxious that whole time.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't catch that at all. He was just so sweet and like
he was really nice.
Like it was like kind of off-putting how sweet.
All right, this moment here.
How close is like he's gonna make out with him, right? Like if she loves Rand, like that's
happened. That was so hot.
This was just. I was like,
it was so hot. I mean, non-consensual, but still very hot.
Well, it was
messaged
Lanfear.
Kayla immediately, like mastered the deck immediately, because she was like going to take a nap before she watched this episode, and I was like, I need you to wake up immediately and watch this episode because there's a second, like a scene, 5 seconds long that I need your immediate reaction to. Please do me this favor. She has not seen it yet.
Oh man, that was really, really attractive.
Yeah. And I love how similar they're dressed in this scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this.
She's in white.
Her hair shorter, like
her short hair.
Yeah.
So it was a wig.
A hood made of hair.
Okay.
And these goblets they're drinking
good
from.
Good technicality. Yeah, they're like. It's the intimacy, like. Yeah, I guess I just keep saying that every scene was so intimate.
I love that you can just like, you get so much of like their connection through this. Like they laugh about like betraying each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the boys, they can't like, they have one brain cell that they share between them. And
I know, right?
Nuts.
Mogedion fucking crazy.
I'm waiting for it to appear on screen so I can like pause it with the like, will you betray me? And she's like, obviously,
obviously.
And he just loved it. They just ate each other up. It's so good.
Gosh. I cannot wait. Like if this is just like the glimpse of like politicking that we're getting, I cannot wait for hopefully a scene similar to how like Fires of Heaven opens with like all of Graendal's a vain idiot.
Graendal's insane. Sorry. Sorry.
So good.
Gideon's insane. Graendal's a vain idiot.
And the boys. Do you guys think?
Let's play that run through.
Oh, you're gonna play it. Let's.
Let's hear it. No, actually, do you want to? Yeah, let's play it with sound. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Do you know why the Great Lord woke me first? Why he speaks only to me?
Because Mogedian's insane, Graendal's a vain idiot, and the boys couldn't execute a plan even if they were under compulsion.
Matt Hatcher's like, I think I've said those exact words on my streams about the Forsaken before. The disdain.
All right. Who are the boys?
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, do you guys think that they said the boys because they're still trying to figure out which ones they want to use?
Apparently the names are written in the seals. So
I think it's because they're trying to figure out how they can slip in Homelander as one of the Forsaken,
well, we know Samael's there because that, like, as they're panning across the statues and then just like the immediate Samael.
Yes.
Like, and there's Guitar Boy, Asmodean,
Everybody has to do their Samael thing now, like, there we go.
I can't. He's my boss.
He's your boss.
I can't make fun of him.
It's okay. He's not released yet.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah.
You got time.
You gotta see another season or two. Yeah, I was like, I thought we were getting Asmo for sure with the guitar, but then like with the
Yeah.
Logain plot this season, I'm like, oh, are they gonna
It's a
take
red
Asmo
herring.
out? I think so, right? Like, I think you can't not have Asmo. He's the most interesting of the male Forsaken because his reason for going to the shadow is so petty and so amazing. Like nothing is
Yeah.
better than like being like wanting to be the best musician and just being like a very poor and like far back number 2. Being like, well, I'll show you fuckers.
Yeah. I mean, was it Demon Dread who was just like, I joined the dark because I would, if the dragon hadn't been around, I would have been number 1 and I was number
Yeah.
2 and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like Asmodean's like, all right, yeah, I feel that, but just with music. And
What
not
do you
about the
guys
dragon.
Like
think-
exclusively with music, please.
Yeah, exclusive music, not about the dragon. Just let
Don't
me.
care, don't
I just
care.
want those number 1s, baby. Okay, give me those. What's it like? Platinum chart, gold vinyl
Yeah.
things. It's all he
Listen,
wants,
y'all, I've worked with a lot of fucking musicians, and he's not off.
I just want to know the musician that pissed RJ off. Where
Yeah.
Jim was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fuck you.
He's- They're like that. Just they're like that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the over under on is on the show making Taim Demandred? Do you think they'll just go ahead and do it? They'll just like fucking do it. Just 'cause they're just
I
like,
hope
why the
they
fuck
don't.
not? Because
Well,
they're
here's the
not going to
thing.
introduce Shara. Come on, that's not
We've
happening.
already got
No.
Taim mentioned as being, revealed like as channeler or someone who could possibly
Yeah.
channel. Like his name is already out there, but we know for like according to tonight's episode, only Lanfear and Ishmael have been released from their prison. So
Moraine thinks only Lanfear.
Well,
and
that's what they say in
Ishamael
their
have
No,
conversation.
but that's what,
too, is
yeah,
that-
Ishi
yeah.
and Lanfear are talking about, like,
Oh,
why
they
he
said
chose
that
to
too?
release her.
As far as
and
she
only
knows,
her.
yeah.
As,
Yeah.
yes, but release
I mean,
her
father of
first.
lies and all that.
this is
Yeah,
true.
they can do what they want.
But I mean, it's also it was not. I think some of the theories around Demandred were that Demandred killed him after and took over the role of Taim. Not that he was always Taim.
Oh, that he
or
was a
always the
person.
false
I
dragon.
see.
When
Okay.
Taim,
Right.
after Taim was captured, that's when Demon Dread came and like basically that's how Taim escaped. He became Demon Dread.
Okay. I mean,
so
that
it can
could
still
work,
work from like
but then you'd
Yeah.
have to have, like, to avoid, I suppose, having 2 actors play the same character. You'd always you'd have to have him always then be Taim, even when he's just around the other Forsaken, like have him keep him mask and mirrors all the time. Because otherwise, you have to have 2 actors, one for
Yeah.
when he's in public and one when he's not in public.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah,
and I don't
that's
think
true.
they do that.
I don't think
So
they'd
we'll
do that
see.
either.
I prefer being able, like, now that I've sat on it for a decade, being able to like see a chosen raised in this age.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a
Yeah.
cool thing. And if we do get to follow, like maybe Leandrin will take Alviarin's place.
Mm.
I like that
And
idea.
if that like similar arc kind of happened with Leandrin, I'd be okay with that too.
And then Alviarin becomes like Leandrin / Alviarin becomes like the Masana. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Takes
I can
that
see
role.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun. So
I'm with you. I like that too because especially if that means we get more Kate Fleetwood like for the
Right.
Yeah.
entire series.
I just think
Like,
like you
'cause,
can't
like,
invest this
whatever.
much time into Kate. And if they're jumping straight to the Shadow Rising in season 3, which we know they're doing,
yeah,
are we going to have the Black Aja departure and hunt from the tower? I doubt it.
Hmm.
I think you can get away with not putting that in there because otherwise you've got to
Yeah.
have the girls go back to the tower to then get back out again.
yeah.
like-
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think they're
No.
out.
And it allows
while.
Kate
Well,
Fleetwood to
I
stay,
think
like
that-
Leandrin to stay in the tower and not have her
Yes.
room trashed and like fill the role of Alviarin
Yeah.
to Elida.
Oh my god, can you imagine scenes with Shore and Kate?
No, I can't even.
You
start
imagine the
thinking
two of
about
them
My brain just broke. I
just
had the
two
same
of them
thoughts at the same
battling out? Like, I need to put you in your place in private because you've tried to take over and be Amelin's in public when you just my little pawn. Like Shoray and just Kate playing those scenes together. That's just gonna. I mean, that's gonna rule an episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I
I'm
do
ready
think
for
that
I'm ready for the
Egwene
tower
are-
coup.
They're going to be going back for their accepted test at least. I think that's Rafe has mentioned that they're going to be doing accepted
Right.
tests in season 3. So I think that if that'll be like, if that happens off screen, cool. If that happens at the start of the season, I could see that too. And then then they have free reign kind of from that
Yeah.
point on.
Yeah, I guess you're
yeah.
right. They do have to go back for that because that's happening.
Yeah, I think it's fine they go back, but then like having something happen to then send them back out before. I don't know, like.
I mean,
I
you know
just
what's
don't-
going
I
to
don't-
happen is Val and Luca's coming to Tarvalon.
I just don't.
And
see
Elaine
why,
and
like,
Nynaeve.
I can
I just don't think we
imagine
need
them
it.
going back, having the accepted test,
Yeah.
and them being the people that break Swan and Leona out after the coup.
Oh.
Right,
And
yeah,
they're
that
the
could be
ones
fun.
who end up taking
Okay.
them out
Yeah.
the door because Min has been redirected at this point, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Kevin, on that plot briefly, I need you to know that I went to see Cirque du Soleil on Sunday night, and there was tightrope walking, and they were men,
Amazing.
but they were in white pants. And the way that I will not be okay if the circus plot is not in the show.
That is one of my favorite plots in the entire
It is
series.
the best.
I
It is the
love
best
that
thing.
one.
I love it too.
It's
I mean,
Why
how
Fires
else
of
are we
Heaven
gonna
is my
get
favorite book.
Brigitte?
Yeah.
There's no other way to introduce her. It's
Thank you.
impossible.
Best book. Fires of Heaven is the best.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. And
For
also,
many,
I
many
guess, other reasons we could acknowledge.
We don't need to.
I love Beth's coming in with the Shoray and Kate scene, and then Patrick comes in and be like, I love Kate, but she's dead in that scenario.
It's a good point. Yeah, I almost feel like, you know how in that kind of TV trope, they build someone up to be so likable and you're so in love with them and then they kill them. Like, it almost feels like they're giving so much of that to Leandrin in this season that it's like they could take her out too. I mean, she could get taken out.
Yeah,
She totally
that would be
could.
tragic. I want to hop onto something else for a moment. I need to find it first.
Hopper?
You see what I did there? Thank you. I appreciate that. I was wondering if anyone would pick up on that.
Oh my gosh.
So I
We've
saw
worked together for far too long, y'all.
yeah. I saw people talking about we don't need the sound for it though. So this is the end of it. I'll pop it here. But I saw people talking about Elias in his previous appearances being, I suppose, wooden was the average way of describing it.
Yeah.
Did he feel more personable or more fleshed out, or just something about him being a bit more than just like standoffish and wooden in this scenes? Because it did to me. I don't know if anyone else got that. He seemed to be a bit more at ease as a character.
Yeah,
See,
I would agree
I-
with that.
Yeah, I never found him to be wooden. I found him to be like a dog getting, like, dogs don't always take to everyone, right? Like some of them, especially if they've been abused, it takes a long time to earn their trust and their confidence, and they are going to be standoffish and resistant. Like, and I think it's pretty clear with Elias, like, yes, he heard the wolf brother, but I like to think that it was more Hopper who really wanted to find Perrin
Right.
I agree.
than
Yeah,
anyone
I think
else
so.
is part of the pack. And Elias is doing it, but like because they're a pack and there's no like real alpha who kind of leads them, and so he was there, but he's still not sure about Perrin. He's still not sure about his motives, and he's like a little intentionally not hostile, but his distrust is showing, his distrust of people, and I buy
Yeah.
that.
That was it. To me, I was watching and it's like, oh, just like Beth's put in chat here, he's uncomfortable to be interacting around, with people and around them so much, and just, to be around civilization. But then I saw people, chatting away various platforms being like, oh, he was a very bad actor in Wooden and things like that. And I was like, am I?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I
Yeah.
felt like that was a purposeful choice. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
think he was a bad actor. I just thought it was a choice that I felt like was hard to understand.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Maybe there was something that was cut that like would have given us more clues onto why he was that way.
Maybe.
Or
I
maybe
think
they
now
just
we've
expected us to
seen-
read through the lines.
Yeah, well, now we've seen this. I don't know. I think people might watch his previous interactions with a bit more, understanding that actually, no, look at him around people and civilization. He seems like, this doesn't feel comfortable, and I'm on guard. And then, like when it's just him parent and the wolves in the wilderness, he's, a lot more relaxed and at ease. And
Definitely,
you get a bit more Elias.
He
What did you
misses
think about that
beer.
casual? Honestly, mood.
I mean,
Mood.
I miss beer. It feels like a meme waiting to happen.
The way he casually tossed out that Layla was not Pack, and like when the wolves, remember that dream from like episode 2, season 1, where the wolves are like feasting on her?
Yeah.
I wonder if we are going to continue to get a little bit more expansion about that and a little bit more into Layla and maybe why she wasn't Pack, which could help with Perrin's trauma journey and season 3 Aiel.
It was an interesting drop.
Good theory.
It's interesting because, he even specifically said the people of the Two Rivers aren't your Pack, which we know Perrin does go back there, and presumably Elias will go with him at some point. So I think it'll maybe be kind of a joint journey in that regard, where like Perrin has to figure out that, maybe he leads them, but he still isn't one of them. And maybe Elias realizes that, there is a gray area where you can be both wolf and human in a way that he kind of doesn't feel like he can anymore. So I think that it's definitely trying to help Perrin realize that, you can leave this stuff that didn't really work for you behind, but that's not really Perrin's thing. He's not really he's the only one that goes back, really.
Yeah, Elias is clearly speaking in absolutes because he's given up on that part of his life. He's given up on interacting with humans at all in any other way than just like survival, right? Like he clearly decided to work for Ingtar for a reason. Like maybe he just needed whatever Ingtar was providing as payment at that moment, which but Perrin is clearly gonna have to figure out that choice for himself, and he's gonna decide who his Pack is, and he's clearly gonna decide that his Pack involves humans and the Two Rivers and Aiel and all of that stuff, and also the wolves.
I need to point out chat for a moment here. So Patrick's like in chat, which type pants do we want to see the most? Elaine in white, Min in like leather or whatever. It can't be Abby though, because Cadden saw. And then Skeeter comes in with Patrick, also can't be Abby because my soul might leave the body. And then he follows it up with, maidens kiss me deadly indeed.
Her Aiel humor was so
oh my god, wasn't it good?
So good.
Mel,
I was eating that up.
Mel, what do you think about that? Just, exposition about the threefold land and then the humor and like Perrin, I ain't gonna jump you even though I'd like it.
It felt like coming home. It felt like just like embodying everything that like we teach and try to expand upon as threefold talkers. It felt like that just utter confidence and comfort in yourself and your own abilities and your own ability to make choices about who you want and who you don't want. And it just like my heart kind of overflows with how great it was to see that on screen. If I'm going to be honest.
Leia's just popped in. Leia is currently hanging out. She is waiting for a show wing to take her back to her part of the threefold lands.
Back to the Shantran.
She's deep undercover.
Not gonna lie, it's true.
It's true, yeah. So
she lives in what's it called? What do they call it? The Court of the Nine Moons.
Yeah, there we go.
That's where Leia lives.
Shall we watch that Aiel scene between
yes, please.
Perrin and yes,
Yes,
okay.
please.
I can't say no.
Yeah, I mean, I hoped you would say yes. I mean, we can play any scene you want. We've watched as many scenes. I mean,
The
I
problem
might.
is if you start playing that, I'm gonna just want to watch it like 5 more times.
The entire
just
thing.
forewarning you.
I mean, I wish we could just sit here and like just play the episode and enjoy it and talk about it as we watch it. Like, I wish that were a thing, but I feel like that might get me in trouble. But we can certainly watch moments here and there. All right, in a second, it's going to be. Oh, we'll just catch on this moment, shall we?
Oh, the tears in her eyes. Miri
her
is shattered.
Oh my god, that poor Damane was not into what she was doing.
No. Oh. What a good boy. What a special, very good boy.
The bestest.
You do not dance the spears badly, Baron A. Bara.
She's like, what does your name mean?
Yeah.
Wetlanders call it the waste. It is the threefold land, a shaping stone to make us, a testing ground to prove our worth, and a punishment for the sin.
What sin?
Nobody remembers, it was so long ago.
She looks so good.
Why did you leave?
I'm searching for the Karakarn, our chief of chiefs.
This accent is like
Oh, where are you going?
bang on, Aiel.
Where you go, Wetlander.
What you just said.
I have toe.
Toe?
I have toe.
Toe.
Not toes.
Tomatoes.
My water is yours.
Again, I think this plays back to the scene before. It's like talking about water.
Oh, no,
Maybe it's a little
Mama.
on the nose, but
It is not a lover,
Yeah.
Wetlander. Though I would not be opposed.
Oh, I'm married.
Don't worry, parent of 2 rivers. I will not attack you in a fit of lust. So, where will we go now?
Farm.
just so good. So good.
Attack you.
Oh.
Even the awkward way she said rivers, she's like, of 2 rivers.
Yeah.
A slight tremor, like,
What's that?
River. I mean, or I'm just gonna say it. She can attack me in a fit of lust.
Anytime.
She can.
damn, she's good. I like if
really
this is
good.
Avi, whenever we
happy.
meet Bane and Chiad, I'm just not gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we have Aviendha, Bane, and
When
Chiad,
did we
like,
get them? Did we
have
know?
you seen Raga's Instagram account? Like, I'm not sure it should be legal.
It is that is the definition of a thirst trap is Raga's Instagram.
It is a
It is
trap, her Instagram account. And she's so like just a sweet person as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not okay.
You'll see full cheek on there if you haven't been there, Mel. You'll see full cheek in case you're
Yeah.
Oh
curious.
yeah, I've definitely
And not the face.
I've lurked.
Yeah.
I've lurked.
So,
But there's
like,
a lot of
yeah.
water on that Instagram account.
There is a lot
Like,
of water.
there's-
She's yeah.
It's like it's somewhat uncomfortable. But I really like the texture of the way that she delivers her lines. I like how she's just because it's also very Ayula. It's something that like we learned about watching her stuff. She's the way that she speaks is very kind of like casual and like a little subdued and that sort of stuff. And it makes me wonder like how it's gonna work if she gets like what does angry Ayula look like?
Can't wait.
I mean,
I can't wait to see like
I've-
the firecracker temper.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's impressive. Like when she gets angry, it's a thing. As she did it in the play. Just to be clear about that.
Oh,
The
okay.
play that we went to see. Yeah, I've not seen. Aviendha doing
I was
that.
like,
Sorry,
wow,
I
all
should
the way to
probably-
episode 8. Those are some
I should-
screeners.
Season 3.
I should probably clarify that when we went to see her in Paradise Now at Shepherd's Bush in London in
Yeah.
January, much earlier this year, there's a moment in that play where she gets really angry at, if my memory serves it, the patriarchy, basically.
I get it.
You know,
Fitting.
or patriarchy adjacent in the subject of the play, like in the context of the play.
The Kyrian.
Yeah, fine. You know, and when she got real, you know, like I will kill you and drink the blood of your, you know, like of my enemies and stuff like that. You know, paraphrasing very heavily what she said, because I, you know, can't remember it exactly. Yeah, she was angry, Aiel, and I just like put her there and like you know, in the outfit with spears and bucklers, and I was just like, that's gonna be a scene. So yeah.
I'm very upset that they weren't able to recover her spears. Like she doesn't have spears yet. Like, what's our homegirl gonna do? She gonna like fashion herself some spears? Is Perrin gonna make her some spears with his blacksmithing?
Ooh, that would be
like,
cool.
I don't think like when she meets up with Bane and Chiad, like if she look at those.
They'll probably have spares.
Sorry, very distracted.
Can you spare a spear?
I mean, if Bane and Chiad each give her one spear, then all three of them will have 2 spears apiece. And as we saw with Tigraine, 2 spears is plenty.
That's true.
So, but I mean, let's just look at this outfit.
That, like Aiel on the go, she'll know how to make them. We'll see her like whittling away at the fire.
Mm-hmm.
But she needs a sacred blacksmith to make the pointy bits.
Luckily.
Lucky for her, yeah.
Yeah, she's found one. And then we get the Perrin blacksmith scene, which, you know, I'm down for.
Yeah, from the Dragon Reborn. Yeah, he does that in Tyr, yeah.
Hammer it.
Yeah. Hammer it just for Avi, baby. Go for it.
Hammer it, Perrin.
I mean, look at this outfit. Like, this outfit is killer. Seriously.
Look at those boots. Look at those boots.
Hey, those are some tight pants. You guys were all talking about tight pants. I think she's got tight pants on. So you're just gonna have to
pretty tight pants. Put
it
that
out.
soul back in your body, or you know, give it to the Great Lord. What you do, not my business.
I mean, Mel, are we seeing this at Jordan Con? This outfit here?
Yeah, I got some work to do, don't I?
I mean, yeah,
it's pretty great.
Those 3D printers are going to run overtime, yeah.
The what? Sorry, the 3D printers are going to run overtime.
Yeah, just printing the boots, yeah.
Printing the boots.
Good thing I have big 3D printers.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, I've already like begged and been like, I need Mark. I have something about Perrin's jacket. I don't know what it is about Perrin's jacket. I just absolutely adore.
It's
so
great.
you know, the costuming is just brilliant in this, and I don't think I could have envisioned anything more Aiel than this, to be honest. Like, I don't know if we can. Does she have something in a boot? No, that's the twigs. Okay, I was supposed to have something in the boots, but let's just watch this for a minute. No sound. Again, Marcus's jacket. I just want that, but look at that leather, like just top half on all of it is great. I'm sorry, it's just brilliant.
It's interesting because I think this is different than what we saw in the Jordan Con video.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if
it's
I
more
can bring
form
that.
fitting. It feels like.
Yeah, it's less.
Yeah.
Yes, less layered. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. My poor partner, I made him take care of our tiny human so I could watch this episode alone and then run here. So he hasn't seen episode 5 yet, and he is antsy.
Oh, bless him.
So
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to run away, but can I'm going to go watch episode 5 again with him. And
that's absolutely fine.
Mostly
Good
just
choice.
take it in this time. Thanks so much for having me. This was what a great episode to break down.
Oh, amazing
and discuss.
episode.
And we haven't even talked about Bornhald yet, and how I think I might like Dane, and like the outfit reveal and like everything. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Well, it was really good to see you.
It was good
So
to
good to
see
see you
guys too.
Thank you for stopping by. Bye. Oh, that was I can't believe she go watch the little one so I can watch Wheel of Time and then talk about it with friends and be like, oh, you haven't seen it yet? Yeah. In honor of Delusions and that conversation about Dane, shall we have a little chit chat with Dane? Shall we see what he's up to?
Oh yeah.
Like, which Dane? Do you have Jay Duffy in the wings?
I do not have Jay Duffy in the wings. Sorry. I wish I had Jay Duffy in the wings. I feel like that breaks a few rules if I had Jay Duffy in the wings. But,
rules schmools.
real schmools. Look, I feel like I'm half.
Oh no, we lost him.
Oh, I thought it was me this time.
No, he was
Anytime I've-
freezing a little bit on Tuesday too.
He looks really excited.
He really does. What do we think he says? I think I'm hot.
I think he's hot for Dane is what he's gonna say.
Hot for Dane. Hot for Dane. Yep.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm half gay for Dane.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
I'm back. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you're back.
Yes. I was about to say, I feel like I'm halfway there because we were lucky enough to have some awesome gifts in the Marikiricon charity auction last weekend, and one of them was this tour book that was given to everyone on set.
Nice.
Juliet kindly donated to the auction, and on the inside cover it's signed by Juliet and the two young actors who play her children, Lilibet and Latana. And then if you go to this map section here, where it's also signed by Lilibet, right there again, but there's like a actual slew of signatures on the inside, and on this side we have Guy Roberts and Taylor Napier. But then on this side we have Priyanka Bose and Jay Duffy. So
Jay Duffy. That's a giant
Yeah.
Jay Duffy.
that is a giant Jay Duffy. Look at that. That's huge, isn't it? So
No mistake in that one.
yeah. I was like, I feel like I have him here in spirit with us, folks, while we talk about him as Dane
All
Bornhald.
right.
So that's as close as you're getting. Sorry, I don't actually have Jay Duffy in the background to put on the screen. Do apologize.
I was really distracted thinking about Aviendha in this scene and knowing she was there and all of that. Did he explain why he was incognito? Did we get a hint why he was incognito?
I think
'Cause
it was
it's-
just coincidence. Yeah, just like I feel like he was
Yeah.
just like off duty, and, like about to go to the bar, and he was gonna like, or maybe he was trying not to be noticed to bring the water, because maybe that's why he was even there to begin with.
That was he's turned up to get
Oh.
because
Good insight.
I think that's
He's
what
being
it's
Clearly
sneaky.
not sneaky enough because Valda sees all.
yeah.
Well, it's
I
sneaky
love-
enough for Perrin not to notice the white cloak.
That's true. And I
Yeah,
love
it
that
just
we get
seemed
Volder in this scene
really
as well.
it just seemed odd to me that he was like, it seemed out of character for a white cloak not to be full white cloak all the time.
Maybe they're setting up Dane as like one that's not quite so flashy and has maybe a slight problem with being not a white cloak, but some of the extreme white cloak things. Because
Yeah, he's almost, like, born into
the way he says questioner to Valda later,
Yeah.
things like
Yeah,
that.
that's true. Some
like
of that
nepotism.
some
He's a
of
nepo
that
baby.
questioner doubt. Maybe he takes after his father a lot more in the show than he does in the books.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
would probably agree with that. That would be a good way to play it. So, just look at it.
I'm distracted. I'm distracted by him. He just delivered his lines really well, and I thought that he was just like,
He did.
I didn't understand why like this is Atuan's Mill again, right? He went back to
Yes.
Atuan's Mill, and yet nobody else was like, "Oh, it's that guy. He was just here." You
well, they
know?
chased them all out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you mean, but he only
But
saw like
the
one
innkeeper was like, "Yeah, they just like you just wear your oaths and they leave you alone." I don't know.
It's a different
Yeah.
innkeeper though.
But
Yes,
it's not
different
that big of a
innkeeper.
town, and everybody was kind of gathered all together. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot of trauma though. I mean, what's
Yeah.
one kid?
And it's the white cloaks as well. Like, do you actually want to talk to the white cloaks?
I don't
Like
know.
he says here, like we were slightly better off with the, with the Shanshan.
Yeah.
But truly, we were better off before. Now, once you swear their oath, they leave you alone, more or less. The question is, though,
How much time do you think has passed between when
I'd say
Perrin
maybe a
left?
week.
At least a
'Cause
week. Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
It seems like a long time. Not a long enough of a time to form an opinion like that.
11 of your questioners take her spears and another 5 to cage her. She'll take double that number before she...
All right, can we just 1 second? Let's talk about Valda's outfit. This has been upped.
It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
He's extra. He's so up there.
Do you think he got a promotion, or that it's just the costume designer change?
I think costume designer
Because
change.
this is very like Spanish, like billowy pant look thing.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I just realized his arm's in a sling. Is his arm in a sling?
It looks like it might
Oh,
be.
that is in a sling. Yes. Good catch, Mel. Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
weird way to hold your arm if it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely 2 straps across that.
Yeah.
We have some cosplay requests. Apparently, I need to be Lan, Mel is Aviendha, and Kev either random Trolloc or Elaine.
Clearly, you need to be Elaine.
Mission
Kev.
accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaine Trolloc fusion.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry, do I need like my Hidori is upstairs. Sorry, folks.
I think
I'll
he's
borrow
already
Sulan's
done
costume.
Elaine the Trolloc. Let's be honest. We've seen it. What
Look.
was your Trolloc lady name? I forget.
Oh, I can't even remember anymore. There's so many.
the costume you wore at Jordan Con.
Oh, the
wig.
Wookiee costume.
The wig
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Wookiee.
Karen the Trolloc or something
Karen,
like that. Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yes, I remember Karen. She was funny.
It was hot.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, how do we feel about the question mark over the sunburst?
It's not a question mark. It's a shepherd's crook. That's what it was.
I know. Well, yeah, it is, but it looks like a question mark to me, or looks like it's more question marky to me. Like if I flick back, there's like close. I've gone too far now. 1 second. I'll wait till it catches up, and then I'll pause it again. Right there, that looks a bit more like a question mark, maybe.
Oh, like a
Oh no,
reverse one. Yeah, I can see it.
it's weaving in and out of the sunburst. Oh,
Oh, I see that. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It just feels a smidge more question mark than
It
Shepherd's
is
Crook.
very sinister. Whatever it is.
Yeah, that is true. Whatever it is
it
very
almost
sinister.
looks like an infection. Like it's infecting the sunburst. They're penetrating the light. They're entwining themselves and, dissipating the rays of light.
I think that's a very good call.
I like that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just his whole armor has been upgraded. Like the stripes.
Yeah, the striping is really interesting.
It's very distinctive, isn't it? So maybe he got promoted to the questioners from season 1. Maybe it's a costume designer change situation.
Yeah, but I mean, he was already in the questioners.
In season 1, he also was like, you questioners aren't made for battle. So maybe after the whole parent thing, he was like, I got to get armor. Like, I can't just be walking around in my own clothes. He does seem a little skittish around the dog, obviously, as well.
This is true. People saying leeches on the sunburst. Kelly says it looks like blood smears. That's a great shout. So,
Don't worry about that.
and there is obviously the mention here, like wolves. There we go. Yeah.
That's pretty cutting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that says that like the children all know about what happened and how he got defeated by a bunch of wolves, and they think he's ridiculous. The wolves won, and he couldn't take out the wolves. Like all of that underneath their conversation, like just spite and disrespect.
And this really shows up, like this line here: "The day will come when your father's name will not save you." Dane Bornhald really, sort of shows Dane's position with the White Cloaks. He has like clearly a bit of privilege and a bit of power. So again, very subtle writing that just gives away a lot without actually saying much.
I don't know. I feel like that was again like very on the nose because he's like Dane Bornhald. He said it.
He's very dramatic.
Yeah, but it sets up a rift between at least Eamon Valda and Dane's father, which in turn is easily line up a rift between the questioners and the rest of the White Cloaks.
Yeah, you got White Cloak factions, you got Sean Chan factions.
Yeah,
that they're not like these unified fronts by any means.
And then on the flip side of that, although they say they're going to double cross each other, you've got the Forsaken at the end being like planning shit together, being like, right, so you got Moraine, you got like Wolf Boy, you got Matt, You know, like I got Rand. They're like divvying up the kids between them, sort of thing.
Yeah,
You know?
it makes a lot more sense why Ishi was sending Min and Matt to Kyrian, because Ishi's sending Min and Matt to Lanfear.
To Lanfear. Oh.
Yeah, dishing out the prizes, sort of thing. Like it makes the dark feel much more sinister and much more
Organized.
organized.
Like they have
Yeah,
a plan.
For now.
because let's be honest, in the books they all feel like a bunch of kids who couldn't organize anything unless they were under compulsion. You know, whereas here, at least some of them, you know, feel. I mean, just to me anyway, they feel very, very dangerous. So.
Yeah.
They suffer from too many cooks in the kitchen, very, very much so. They're just they all have their own motives, and even
I think the show can play on that too. Like, you know, because they always, in the books, they talked about how there was an alliance between these people, and then there was an alliance between these people, and then this person was like moved into this alliance and that sort of stuff. But we never really saw how that played out very well. I feel like they can actually take advantage of that and like betray each other, right? And make it make sense why then, you know, like Lanfear is working with other Samael because, you know, she pissed off Ishi or whatever. All of that stuff could happen.
Yeah. So, any other moments you want to hop to?
I've got one in mind, and it's one
Okay.
that I didn't get a chance to talk to before I dipped on the Dusty. How brilliant were the first words spoken by Lanfear in this episode was bitch.
Yeah, that's I feel like the power dynamic between those two is terrifyingly off. Lanfear has all the power. Moraine has none of the power. Like I am genuinely fearful for Moraine because like how could you do that to a chosen and then not expect to just like immediately get immolated, you know, as soon as she sees you again. Like she's not even gonna wait a second. She's just gonna be like, that's the bitch. And she's just gonna like take her head off, you know? Like Moraine's gotta be incredibly careful to avoid her.
So I have a question now. 1 second, I'm trying to find this scene for Kevin. Is this kind of in a way like, are they setting up Lanfear and Moraine to have the protagonist antagonist sort of like, you know, the what is the like the situation between characters' names are eluding me right. Nynaeve and
Moghedien, like rivals.
Yeah, rivals. Are we setting up
to
have Moraine and Lanfear be arch rivals for a while? Because I mean, obviously we get the doorway scene at some point, or we should do.
Yeah, but clearly at the moment it can't be that because there's no way that Moraine stands a chance in that situation. It's just she's because there's no rivalry there because she has no way of counteracting what Lanfear has done, and she said it herself. Right? We have no conception of the power they wield. They cut her off with a flick of the wrist. There was nothing she could do. Like, she knows. Which makes her brave and also fucking crazy to put herself back in that situation with another chosen again. Like, the death wish in that woman is strong.
she's ballsy, that's true. I just love I need the threes on this moment. Like, look at this imagery right now.
The true power.
Nothing but just pure essence of blackness, like darkness. It's amazing.
It looks like the taint.
It does look like the corruption, as we call it now, apparently.
And similar, but not the same as the Shatter Logoth one. It looks
close,
but it's not the same.
Very same, very similar.
Yeah. So it's It's so impressively done. You could watch this scene over and over and just see, running a finger across her throat, the way she sort of wakes up. Yeah, it's very impressive. Try and get a bit more.
I love that we get more Natasha just crazy. We get more of like the real her, and it's delightful and juicy and nutty, and I love it.
That's true.
Like
Marissa's
she's
asking,
no longer pretending to be someone she's not. She's just like up there.
Yeah. Did we rate Moraine stabby stab? We will do full stabby stab rating on Threefold Talk after the season is completed, because we like to give everyone
It's
a
a
fair
whole
chance to get the
thing.
stabby stabs. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
We need to get their stabby stabs in, and then we will do rankings. So don't worry, Marissa, that will
we
happen.
gotta. I mean, there's a lot of stabby stabs to rank, but yeah, people will have the chance to nominate their favorite stabs and second them, and then in regular, very organized Threefold Talk fashion, we will then rank them.
Every regular organized Threefold Talk fashion.
That was so fun when we did that last time.
That was. All right. I want to jump to a smidge later in the show. I say a smidge later, basically the end. Because we saw something that I saw someone raise on Twitter, which I hadn't noticed until I did some rewatches, and it was very, very cool to see. Maybe it's something they've added after the fact, but now we get it very clearly defined. And it's this whole scene here. 1 second, let me bring it up on screen. With the I have a gift for you type moment. Let's just we'll watch this with a little bit of sound. And then we can just talk about what we think about it.
I have brought you a gift, my lord.
How we hate it completely.
Yeah.
And don't like it at all.
I mean,
She was a novice.
I've got to be honest, she looks pretty good with the braids.
Yeah.
Braids suit Maddie pretty well.
I love that they clearly had to use the one power to channel those braids into being. She wasn't going to sit still for that.
Yeah. I'm surprised she's not currently collared when she turns up. That also
The collar
surprises me.
was...
But yeah,
that
like
was
the way this works.
Yeah. And she didn't feel it. She didn't know what was happening. She didn't understand it until the leash was attached.
Yeah, and then that happening.
Oh god, it was so cool.
And then we have a physical leash as well.
I don't think we're ready for what she's going to do to us. I mean, what they're going to do to each other and the manipulation that's going to happen between the two of them. Like, I'm very stressed out about the entire thing. So, yeah, but it was a very cool effect.
Yeah.
If you can consider that cool. I don't know. I find it really hard
okay,
to
fine.
talk
An
about.
interesting way of displaying the connection, the leash part. Like, because everyone's like, how do they, how do you know who's connected to who and things like that? I think it was
What's
a
up with
very.
the Bluetooth headphones in Surath ears? Like, what's she doing?
I mean, they're all wet. They all have a Bluetooth headphone on. Turek has a Bluetooth headphone as well. So, but yeah, this is. When we first saw the Shanshan, there didn't seem to be leashes, and now we're getting this. And I've looked back at episode 8 when we see the Shanshan, and you do see this. This moment is there. I think this is a very clever change. I don't know what you think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I like that they have a physical thread connecting the collar and the bracer, and that they had for Egwene in that scene to really drive it home. They attached a physical chain, so like the other ones are, they're housebroken, so to speak.
Right.
But she's not, so she has to get a real leash. I know it's a terrible way to phrase it, but it's the closest I can come.
No,
to
you're
the...
right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. It's like
Yeah.
until they can trust the Damane to be off leash.
She's on chain, yeah.
She's physically tethered. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, the effect of it feels so magical as a Terangriel. The way it just, they slide it up and it just sort of fits around and then drapes down over. It's, do we like that change?
I think it's effective.
I don't know how to. I can't say the word like in relation to any of it, but I thought it was a cool effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to make anyone say yes, enslaving people is a good thing, or I like seeing
No, I know.
Just want to be clear about that. I'm just saying.
I know that.
Yeah.
But I thought.
Would you have preferred to see just a collar that like got put around someone's neck and then like twisted in a certain way so it clicked and then that was it? Or would you have preferred this?
I honestly don't think I needed all of that. Because I think the simple act of connecting the chain itself illustrated more than that whole situation. Because that felt a little, like overkill almost in the way that it was from my perspective. Because it almost like you got distracted from what was really going on by some cool VFX.
Right. Yeah. It is definitely cool in terms of like, aesthetics of how it appears, but it does distract.
I think it kind of echoes how... Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say that it feels like it's a callback to how the Shan-Chan clearly have access to Age of Legends stuff that they don't just kind of shove away in these storerooms, and they kind of understand, because that felt like Age of Legends. Obviously they were invented post Age of Legends in the books, but it felt like something that you'd like. It feels very technologically advanced, so maybe through studying other Terangrial they were able to figure out how to make things that work in similar ways, because it just feels more advanced than a lot of the stuff that we've seen the Aes Sedai actually be able to use. Like it feels like it's a show of power almost, because they do have a lot more tech.
It's definitely otherworldly, for a lack of better term.
Yeah. As Patrick is saying, a simple iron ring would have been very hardcore.
True.
Yeah, but I can understand not wanting to draw too much similarities between that. Like you want to separate it out from like real depictions of slavery. You want to give it some sort of like fantastical element to kind of like be like, oh, this is something else. This is something different. And maybe from the show perspective, the ring itself wouldn't have clearly like illustrated that there was one power element of it. So they needed something more complex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think if that's a consideration and the reason behind doing something like this, I think that's a very valid and a very, I think it's a very good choice to have made. Patrick is saying, I apologize, Patrick. I don't know what C of C stands for. But actual slavery in GA, it's too underneath. I feel like I should know that too, and I apologize because that seems like something I should know. Crazy Cat Lady 42 says this can't be hidden anyway, while a simple collar could. There's no mistaking Damane in this thing from a distance. That's also a valid point. It is incredibly.
Like I mean, because we've a lot of us have seen these images as like sneak peeks and behind the scenes and that sort of stuff. And a lot and so like when it would have been maybe more awkward to show that whole thing getting physically put on her than it VFXly getting laid onto her. But it actually does allay some of my fears about how how do they take their dress off and clean it? If it's just a one power thing, they can clearly pull it back. Because they were there was that comment that they in one of the interviews that they put that on and it never gets removed. like until they die. Like you can't
Yeah.
take it off until they die. And I was like, that sounds like that would be very stinky underneath
Yes,
that
I
collar.
agree.
So if it's a one power ism, then
Yeah, maybe they
it
can,
could
like,
be something that they could
suck it back up into the collar part.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dress.
yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, because
Anyway,
you
but
like.
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say some of these Damane will be, in the presence of, not just regular people or the blood, but like high blood and the Empress and things like that. And you don't need a Damane that's been around for 500 years in the same dress. Eventually, the dress is going to wear out. So
Right. Yeah. Because the dresses are just dresses. They're not like one power dresses.
Yeah.
But tangential to this scene, can we go back to the moment where like they get captured? Liandrin has given Nynaeve a fighting chance, but only Nynaeve for some reason, which is dumb because she knows Nynaeve can't channel and she's
Well, she released all of them.
No, she released
No,
all of
she
them,
didn't.
I
No.
thought she did.
No,
Well,
everybody
Elaine-
else
no,
was
Elaine-
like running with their hands together.
Were they? Because Elaine struck first. She threw the first
She
blow.
did, but she struck. That's the thing. That's what I wanted to say. Is Elaine struck first, and how awesome did you
I
find
called that out too because she's always like, "Oh, I'm not brave enough. I'm a coward." But she threw the first blow, and I loved that. I
Yeah.
called that out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I thought everybody else's hands were still tight, but maybe
Maybe they
Okay.
were.
Well,
I'll check.
let's watch this. We'll throw a bit of sound on it.
That
And
anyone
But
should weep
I was
this
really excited that we
Our
saw that from
snowbound
Elaine
trained for years.
because I thought from the stuff
But
we'd
they
seen
earned their right.
that Egwene was gonna
The eye.
go first.
Our master's needs will change with time, you know.
And all
I do also appreciate Landrin's wearing a black cloak in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perhaps I will be the one to place the collar around your lovely throat.
Our master's needs will change. I'll remind you of it on the day you kneel to me.
How does she keep the rest of the Shanshan silent through this scene right now?
Right?
Like she
Right?
really must have them under her thumb, or they're all dark friends.
Well, I mean, they obey, they wait and serve. Who are they to question
Yeah.
the blood?
Maybe.
Because they're there in the exchange.
Okay,
in
so
the
let's
books too, like-
see who she releases.
She wakes everybody up.
Officially, wait. Okay.
See, just
Let's wait.
just Nynaeve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they had ropes on their arms too.
Bring them to me.
See, Egwene is like
Do something.
they're still tied up.
Oh yeah, she does channel armless. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
and then they run.
I love
There's
she just takes out
Liandrin's
shield
Nynaeve
straight off the
bias.
bat
See,
there.
tied up.
Yeah.
Tied
Yep,
up.
you're right. Yeah. Liandrin does have major Nynaeve bias though, so if she wanted to save any one of them, it would have been her.
I agree. Yeah.
Wait. Where's Egwene?
Someone said that Damani was crying. She doesn't look like she's crying. I don't know.
I
if that
think
was
she
just-
looks pained at the very least. There
You say
is
pain?
something like not in the close up, but before that, it looks like there's like a reflection on her right cheek. If you
Okay,
take
in the
it-
previous
like-
sec. Okay, right.
Like it when it's a little bit, I don't know, the mid shot. I guess if the technical
see if we
filmy
can get it.
term.
The name of this Damane is Miri, by the way.
Right here.
This shot.
Yeah.
And we see like right here in the X-ray stuff. This is Miri the Damane. So,
Yeah, it
Okay.
just seems like there's like a little reflection of something on her cheek, but she doesn't look happy to be doing what she's doing.
yeah. Well, maybe no, because she seemed pretty cool with picking out people at Tuin's Mill. She didn't seem fussed about doing that.
Maybe she's in awe because she senses the power of them. Like, because they even say that, I've got 3 of the
Oh.
strongest Damane.
Yeah,
Damane,
maybe
and
she's
so
like,
maybe-
okay, I'm no longer going to be the favorite. You know,
It's
her place of
jealousy.
power. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I really don't want to capture this Damane, because now eventually I'm going to be usurped. As you know, I have a place of privilege as much as anyone in her particular position could possibly have.
Look at that smoky eye.
Yeah, that's Leia's next smoky eye. No, maybe it's not Leia's next smoky eye effect.
Nope.
Nope.
Friends, do not cosplay Damani.
No, that's very wrong. Yeah.
No.
Any other moments that jump to mind? I love. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. Let's do some Varin discussion here, because like I say, she feels less Varin to me than books, but I'm okay that I don't dislike her. So
she went full Twitter of time, like with the brown Aja. It was so funny. I love.
Do you think they did that for us? Like threw her in.
Look at the way that the letters are squiggled. Maybe she was being compulsed. Oh.
That did feel a little Twitter timey. Yeah,
I loved it.
And we do get talk of switching of bottoms in this scene, because Varin had her bottom switched. Suffice to say, my backstyle still recalls Sorella Sedai's heavy-handed punishment century after the fact.
Yeah, but she says it's good to see dust on the.
Meaning it's not being used as much.
Meaning it's not being used to hit Elaine.
Well, she's getting switched on the shoulders, so maybe they use something
still
different.
a switch. I mean, it looks like a cabinet full of a variety of switches. Like there's multiple switches.
Well, sometimes it's a slipper, sometimes it's a switch. You know.
Yeah, maybe all the mistress novices have been favoring the slipper. Maybe that's what they've been doing.
I just am really impressed by the BDSM cabinet in the Mistress of Novices quarters. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that's a requirement. You need to be down with the BDSM.
Maybe so.
But yeah.
She's taking notes though. Every time she catches someone in what feels like it could be a lie, she's squirreling that away for her little notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is very true.
I
love
sad
how
we
you
haven't
just find out a
seen her
novice, by
write
the
in
way.
it yet, though. Like we haven't seen her take notes.
Yeah. I need to put sound on for this. It's just interesting. This dynamic.
Yeah.
Three were accompanied by a force of Queen Morghase's soldiers, so I'm sure all's well, and we will hear from Camelin in a few days' time.
Yes, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I have another question for you. I was in the library asking after a book, Meditations on the Kindling Flame.
Oh, yes. I've been meaning to return it. It's in my room, actually. Do you need it?
Just for a short passage on the Amelin Ted Swam, if you could.
Sneaky. She discovers like, oh, you've got a library book out? Oh, I'm gonna make you go get that for me. And then have Cho Chang dive in and steal.
How cute was she? It was so good to see her in that. Yasika.
There you go. Using her eidetic memory.
I like too how they.
Sorry,
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna be like, did she like copy it or tear the page out? She must have copied it, surely.
It must be, because I don't know if eidetic is that like a photographic memory type thing.
It's a photographic memory, yeah.
Okay.
Handy. On the 72nd page is the notation about the three girls' departure, apparently to attend Elaine's brother Gawain's name.
Our first mention of Gawain.
Interesting.
No mention of Galad, though.
Tremor in the notation.
Show me.
This does feel like gossiping a little bit. Like, it's very cute.
See, this is Shuri's usual writing.
It's the magnifying glass that makes me think of us, like zooming in and enhancing.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, is Twitter a time? Do we need to rename ourselves Varin of Time or something? You know?
Brown Aja or something like that.
Love it.
If a weave of compulsion was being used.
Quite a question to ask. She must have a lot of trust in this woman as well.
Really ballsy, right?
Break the three oaths.
I think it's clever too because it lets the audience, like the show only audience, be like, okay, so maybe Shriram didn't do it of her own volition, whereas maybe she was just nervous to be writing a lie because she doesn't have to lie
Yeah.
very often. But her hand shaking because she knows that she's writing a lie, and there's that like subconscious part of her brain that's like, I can't lie, I can't even write lies.
Yeah.
So it feels like she's like, oh, don't worry, she's that's what it felt like, honestly, Iris Bear.
Yeah.
The
Or like
unblurring.
I'm blurring it. Enhance GIF. It's funny because earlier in the season we've had Elias do the land thirsting, which obviously happens a reasonable amount on Twitter time, and now we've had the like enhance unblurring Twitter time moment. Whatever Twitter time moments might we get in the remaining 3 episodes?
Oh man.
Trollocs,
Well,
maybe.
Some Trollocs. I do feel like there was a little bit of threefold talk service in the Aviendha intro. I don't know.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she was thirsty. Let's be clear.
She was thirsty,
and she wasn't afraid to admit it.
Yeah, that's true. But then you got like in the same breath of all that, you got information about the Aiel and who they are and what they do. That was genuinely, there were moments in that I was watching when doing my action. I'm like, I need to go and record parts of that and just put that into our intro or like make something with that, because it just those moments
I love how succinct it was, and yet it said so many things at the same time.
It really did.
So we know for her fear the spear, she would stab Perrin.
Yes. when we eventually have Ayula Smart on Threefold Talk, and she gets to do Fear the Spear next week.
The strike's over, guys.
Yeah, let's what's the strike?
She's not SAG. It's fine.
Yeah, but the company that makes Wheel of Time is technically a struck company, so yeah.
Details.
These are true. But yeah, it felt very much it feels like there's a lot of fan service this season, just in general, and I love it. Not like fan service that feels unnecessary. It's fan service that just fits in with the story, and we're all like, oh, that's us.
Which is interesting because this was all done before we saw the first season. It was all written before we saw the first season. It was all written before anyone had any opinions out of it outside of the show and Amazon.
Maybe they just know us that well.
I mean, probably, but I also think the improvements to the storytelling they've done in season 2 versus season 1 shows a self-reflective growth that bodes really well for future work.
Yeah.
And because I feel like this, they get more confident with their perspective, their voices, they're not afraid to put things out there. They're trusting the audience more, they're not trying to make things super simple so that people can weigh into it. They trust that if people they're telling a story, they're giving a depth of information and allowing people to embrace the story on the level that they want to, right? For the deep divers and for the people who are just in it for the story. I think they're telling the story the same way and appealing to both kinds of watchers. Because I agree. I have a few sets of show only watcher friends, and they're just some are just enjoying it, and they're just like, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. And there are some who are just like, okay, tell me everything. What does that even mean? I don't understand. What is happening? But I really appreciate that about them, because that bodes well for the show getting to go the distance.
Yeah, I agree with that. It does. It's just enhanced in every way from season 1 to season 2. and that that's costuming, that's sets, that is visual
Aviendha.
effects. We're getting more Aiel on screen. I mean, we got Aiel speaking on screen.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Not just dead in
And
a cage. Another
or
cage, though.
grunting.
another
Yeah.
cage.
I was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
really surprised that they repeated that motif. I thought they did it once. They didn't need to do it again, right?
Well, that's because Gaul's, it was Gaul on the cage and he's dead. So,
No, it wasn't Gaul. Rafe said it wasn't Gaul.
I know, but it's fun to tease people, isn't it? So,
But like, I was surprised that they put an Aiel in the cage again. I was surprised that they did that.
I mean, they did say how much effort it took to put her in the cage. It was it 10 questioners or 11
Yeah.
questioners to take
Yeah.
her spears away, and then 5 more to put her in the cage.
Mm.
So they didn't just put her in a cage for the sake of putting her in a cage. There was Uno in a cage as well. That was.
Oh.
Why did they do that? They didn't need to do that. We didn't need that.
And
No,
he
we
still
didn't
hasn't gotten a burial. And Perrin went back because of the Shienaran burial rites that he remembered from earlier. Like,
Yeah,
that's
and
why he went back.
and he still didn't get buried. So, but I mean, I'm pretty confident Uno's dead. Let's just say that.
He's definitely in the cage, dead. Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't obvious from the other episode, episode 3, folks, it was definitely obvious in this episode because we've very clearly seen a dead body.
The campaign continues for the hero of the horn, though. The campaign
Does.
continues.
Yes, guide or cane, folks. It's got to be a thing.
It's too fitting.
It's just it works way too well.
So did you guys both already say where this kind of stacks for you as far as the 5 episodes we've seen so far?
Well, we have not had that discussion yet. Mel, prior to this episode, what was your favorite?
I find it really hard to separate them. Honestly, I find it really hard to. I feel like every episode I watch is my favorite. Like that, every new episode is my favorite because it just continues the story and builds it up and adds more color and nuance and answers more questions. And so I find it really hard to pick one. I feel like it was easier in season 1 because we had the cold open of episode 7. Like, I mean,
yeah,
but I
took over everything.
But I feel like what's different about this season is the connective tissue between the episodes is so much better. It doesn't feel episodic. It feels like a continuing story. And so I find it really
I
hard
agree with
to,
that.
like,
I totally get that. That's
Yeah.
totally valid.
Yeah,
How about you
I
guys?
think.
What do you guys think?
Kev, you asked the question, so I'm going to make you go next.
Okay.
Host
So
privilege.
before tonight, it went for me 4, 2, 3, 1. 2 was my favorite of the first 3, and then 4 blew me away in the way that it was presented. But I feel like I'm gonna end up, similar like you were saying, Mel, where at this point it feels like every episode is my new favorite. Like this one, it just kept giving. Like there was no let up. Like there was nothing. Like there was never a moment where I felt like I could relax because it was there's just so much going on, and it's just right now 5 is at the top of the list, but it's a super close list. Like it's within like 0.001 of each other probably. It's just I totally agree that it just feels cohesive. It feels really, really well divided between the episodes.
Yeah. And we still haven't seen Sophie Okanoda yet.
Next
She's still
episode,
to come.
probably.
Is it?
It's
You
got to
think?
be. I think so. I think if I had to guess, I would assume it's 6 and 7 because I think she's in 2 episodes. Is the only knowledge I think I know. And I would hazard a guess that it's not the finale. So if I had to guess, it's 6 and 7. But
I think
it depends.
Sorry.
How long do you think it's going to take Rand to get from where he currently is to the scene we had in the trailer where it's him and she's on the throne? It's like you're a spoken that you're not the water, you're the spoke.
You mean
you're not
where
spoke,
he
you're the water.
currently is in Tel'aran'rhiod tied to a torture wheel? Is that what you mean?
I mean, just from like I'm also like, I'm gonna go to that imagery for the end. Like, what a way to end an episode, man! Like
that was the best cliffhanger they've done. Like that was
the best ending of an episode yet. Let's watch that, folks. I don't know how we
I
have.
was so entertained by that.
I'm sure that was one of the first moments the innkeeper went to, probably. But that was like one of the moments we've totally ignored and not talked about.
Excuse me, in our group chat, finally it was the first thing that I said to all of you after.
This is true, yeah. Like the transition here to that. And we were like, someone's on that throne. Do you remember this? We were like, someone's on the throne, someone's on the throne.
Yeah.
And it's just Lanfear, like, is this like her Age of Legends get up, do you think?
Oh
like,
my god, it's so
I think
good.
It's
so good. Are we getting thigh-high boots finally?
I mean, for a start, let's just look at that face. Look at this outfit and that face. Like,
so fucking good.
That's a Forsaken right there. That is a Forsaken.
Yeah, it's so different to anything else. The wheel is in the waist now. The waist is torture. That's what Patrick's
Did you
saying.
learn nothing today? It is the threefold land. Thank you
This is
very
true.
much.
Like, I don't know if I can, if I
Thigh-high
what I'm gonna say,
boots.
like,
Thigh-high boots.
they gotta be thigh-high boots, right?
They
Give
look like
'em-
them.
Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in.
I can't zoom
There's
in.
so
It's
much
just another thing that
lacing.
Like, change your playback speed to like 0.5.
It doesn't
again,
often
there's no,
either.
that doesn't do that, so it's another thing I can do.
Ah.
Yeah,
Screw that
So,
app.
exactly. Screw. And it doesn't actually. We need like a HDMI. Oh,
There.
oh, wait. Okay, right. Okay, 1 second. We'll get there. It's
They
gonna
were,
be
they
one
were. I
frame.
just saw them.
Yeah.
Someone
We'll
tell
pause it.
Moraine.
We'll pause it. There it is.
They
Oh,
are.
holy crap! Look at that outfit. You know someone's out there making that outfit right now.
Someone tell Moraine.
Moraine is dead right now. Look at that. Holy crap.
Man. Oh man. Oh man.
No notes. Just incredible.
Skeeter,
It's
can't have
giving
Abby
Met
at the outfit. That's
Gala.
probably, no, you get the idea.
It's giving Lady Gaga. It's so good.
The wings.
Yeah. This is just, Patrick, and now we have Rob's cosplay outfit. Yeah, okay, no, thank you.
Let's see
You
it.
think I got legs that can pull that off? No.
Yeah.
I can pull off that drama. I can't pull off those legs. So
I could probably.
Don't
Willem
pull
says
her legs
she's-
off. We want her to keep them.
That's incredible. Now, how many people are going to be going to conventions next year wearing that outfit?
You cannot
hope-
cosplay Damane. You can cosplay Lanfear.
Yep.
You
Yes, you
absolutely
yep,
can
yep.
cosplay
Yeah.
Lanfear.
Yep.
Like,
Please do.
I love how one sleeve is completely covered, all the way down to the wrist. We've got like a shoulder sort of thing coming off it, and then the other shoulder and arm is completely naked.
It's just
It's almost like it seems to show there's like two sides to her.
The garden hidden side and the sensual lover side.
Yeah, there we go. Min said Leandrin was a dominatrix, but Lanfear took the cake and ate it as well. You're right, Brother Zachariah. And Lottie's like, she seems to be into tying Rand up. First the bed, now the wheel, and then outfit. BDSM vibes. Yes.
for real.
So it's quite a crazy outfit. But it fits. Can you just see her terrorizing people in the Age of Legends? Wearing this on a parade through some city she's just taken with her evil forces, and be like, I am now your mistress and leader and whatever whatever things, like, I don't know,
Popping heads
Just-
of people that spit at her, sewing mouths shut
Yeah.
on the left. Oh my god.
just amazing. And also, like, here we go, like, you know, just the monochromatic effect really does make them stand out, but also just how different this is to anybody else's outfit really shows that they come from a different era of design and culture and fashion.
Yeah, like the Pan Am people from like the Hunger Games, like the
Yeah.
You're so right. Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, absolutely. You know, you just, you know, have everything available to you at your fingertips, including torture wheels that, you know, you can tie your boyfriends to. So
Love it.
So we did start with an image of Natasha on the floor covered in corruption. Now we are going to finish with an image of Natasha sat on a throne, a stone throne in the middle of the Threefold Land, just Lanfearing it up to the max. So,
and I am incredibly satisfied.
And I'm gonna watch it again as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I kind of
So
want to wrap this up so I can go watch it again. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's nearly 4:30 in the morning for me, folks. You know, I do have things to do. I do have to get up and, you know, be a human being in the daylight. So we are going to pull this to an end, folks. So I want to thank my guests, Delusions of Graendal, for hopping earlier, Melindhra. Who else could I have on for the Aviendha reveal than Melindhra? I got a heads up that Avi was not in episode 4, so when I was booking guests for these live streams, I was like, logically, she has to be episode 5, Mel. So shall we do that? And the logic worked out. It was the right one to pick. So, and Kev, I know you double booked yourself, but I appreciate you hopping on with us once you were able to. And
he swindled me because he was like, let's do the episode shop, and then you can hop over. And then he had kept me for like 10 extra minutes. The best.
Yeah, because he needs to hear what you say afterwards as well. I've been there, mate. I've done that. Yeah, he does that. So you actually sat there and did the whole like watched it like together and just reacted with no sound and stuff going.
Yeah, so you'll see my face. Yeah,
yeah.
It was weird. It was a little bit weird because, you know, that's the first time I've ever done that. I think that's the first time I've ever had a live reaction to my. Outside of Sulan watching me react to Elaine for the first time, which was very special.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting. I'm curious to see how much I'm just like.
Yeah, there's a reason my reactions are edited down by like half the time, because some of it I'm just getting sucked in watching what I'm doing. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I should say something at this moment, because I mean, obviously there are moments, so I'm just like, you know.
I feel like it would take you out of the moment watching it like that, like watching it for other people to be able to watch you, unless you were naturally like that. Naturally, were vocal when you watch things. I think it just depends on how you watch. If it feels natural for you or not. For me, I don't think. I think I wouldn't want to do it. Especially for this show. For something I maybe cared a little bit less about.
It sounds weird, but I'm glad I practiced doing other shows so that when I got here, it didn't feel A, quite so strange to record myself doing it, and B, I realized in editing that people are only going to see a third or a half of what I've actually, half the episode at most anyway, sometimes even far less. So, you know, there are times where I can get sucked in, and I know that I just react like leaping around like a lunatic when I see certain moments, or I'd be like, oh my God, that gave me chills. So I would like to play us out with, Aiel are very important on my channel, especially with Threefold Talk being such a pivotal thing of what I do. So I would like to play us out by watching the Aviendha fight scene. I don't know how we feel about that.
Yes.
I didn't breathe the whole time. I was holding my breath.
God.
Yes.
Yes. We'll crank the volume. Hopefully I've got it at a moment where it's going to start off and we get to hear that like awesome line, and then we'll finish out from there. I'll play the credits, and go watch the episode again, folks, and go comment on places, and I will drop my edited first watch reaction tomorrow afternoon my time, but morning for America. And thank you so much, everyone. And let's just enjoy this for now. So hopefully I've got this at the right moment. It looks like the right moment.
The Nine Valley Sept of the Ta'adat Aiel. Father is mine. My water is yours.
I'm Varin. Abar. We need to go now. I told you not to help her. You don't want a fight?
Also, his
Just
axe
want
is
to go
just
our own
killer,
way.
right?
Sorry.
Seriously.
Attack all at once on my signal. One at a time and she'll have you.
Oh, they all have the stripy armor.
Yeah.
Let's go.
When Perrin tries to protect her and she's like, fuck off.
Yeah, so I got you. Dude, oh, that's so cute. You think I need that?
She's like, all right, all right.
Do you like to dance?
I don't know why, but it's just such a good line.
So good. Bolt time.
A bolt with this many people just wouldn't work, though. It's mad, but it's still great.
But that just was.
Doesn't touch a single sword.
His face. There's this one.
Yeah. I love it. Watch, this is just so good. It
Oh.
just flips and lands up like, oh.
Oh, the
It also sets up how good Dane is right now.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh, God.
It's so good. Amazing.
Okay, I gotta go watch it again.
Folks, go rewatch, go enjoy, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you again to my guests. And we will see you next time, folks. Bye. So good.